If your cat sleeps at your feet, this is what it means. Cats are enigmatic creatures. For centuries, they have fascinated humans with their paradoxical nature. Simultaneously independent and affectionate, aloof and attentive, wild and domestic. Among the many curious behaviors that cats exhibit, one of the most common and quietly meaningful is their choice of where to sleep. If you have ever woken up to find your cat curled at the foot of your bed, resting near your ankles or tucked against your legs, you may have wondered what, if anything, this behavior communicates. As it turns out, this seemingly simple act carries a surprisingly rich tapestry of meaning rooted in instinct, trust, and the unique emotional language of felines. A language without words, cats do not communicate the way humans do. They do not write letters or leave voicemails. Instead, they speak through body language, proximity, and behavior. Subtle signals that, once understood, reveal a deep and nuanced inner world. Where a cat chooses to sleep is one of the most telling of these signals. Cats are instinctively cautious animals. In the wild, vulnerability during sleep can mean the difference between life and death. Therefore, the location a cat selects for rest is never truly random. It is a deliberate, instinct-driven decision shaped by considerations of safety, warmth, and emotional connection. When a cat chooses to sleep at your feet specifically, it is engaging in a form of nonverbal communication that speaks volumes about how it perceives both you and its environment. Trust as the foundation. The most fundamental message behind this behavior is trust. Cats are not pack animals by nature. Unlike dogs, who evolved alongside humans in a deeply social, cooperative dynamic, cats domesticated themselves largely on their own terms. They approached human settlements, found value in the relationship, and adapted, but they retained their solitary instincts. This means that when a cat voluntarily chooses to be near you during its most vulnerable state, sleep, it is making a conscious choice rooted in genuine confidence in your presence. Sleeping at your feet, rather than somewhere entirely separate, signals that your cat considers you safe. You are not a threat. In fact, you are a source of security. This is a profound statement from an animal that, by evolutionary design, trusts cautiously and conditionally. Why the feet, specifically? One might wonder, if the cat trusts you so deeply, why sleep at your feet rather than curled against your chest or on your pillow? The answer lies in a delicate balance between closeness and autonomy, a balance that is quintessentially feline. Cats value their independence even within relationships they cherish. Sleeping at the foot of the bed allows your cat to remain physically connected to you, benefiting from your warmth and the comfort of your scent, while still maintaining enough personal space to feel in control. From this position, the cat also has a clear vantage point and an unobstructed path to exit if needed. This reflects the feline instinct to always have an escape route, a behavioral inheritance from their wild ancestors for whom situational awareness was a survival necessity. In this sense, your feet represent the perfect compromise. Close enough to feel safe, far enough to feel free. Warmth, scent, and sensory comfort. Beyond the psychological dimensions, there are practical, sensory reasons why cats gravitate toward their owners during sleep. Cats are thermophilic. They are drawn to warmth with an almost magnetic consistency. Your body radiates heat throughout the night, and your feet, partially exposed from blankets, often become an accessible and comfortable warm surface. For a cat seeking the dual pleasure of proximity and physical warmth, the foot of the bed is an ideal destination. Additionally, cats have an extraordinarily developed sense of smell, far more acute than our own. Your personal scent is deeply familiar and reassuring to your cat. functioning almost like an olfactory signature that signals safety and belonging. Sleeping near you means sleeping within that scent, which can have a genuinely calming effect on a cat's nervous system, lowering stress and promoting restful sleep. A sign of the relationship you have built. It is worth pausing to appreciate what this behavior reflects about the bond between you and your cat. Cats that feel anxious, neglected, or insecure do not typically seek closeness during sleep. They hide, withdraw, or remain distant. A cat that consistently returns to sleep at your feet night after night is, in its own quiet way, expressing contentment with the relationship. It is a vote of confidence in you as a caregiver and companion. This is particularly meaningful because cats, unlike many other domesticated animals, cannot be easily coerced into affection. A dog may wag its tail out of eagerness to please. A cat's affection is offered freely or not at all. When it is offered, when your cat settles warmly at your feet as you drift off to sleep, it is authentic. What you can do in return. Understanding this behavior also carries a gentle responsibility. If your cat sleeps at your feet, it is expressing vulnerability and trust. Respecting that means avoiding sudden, startling movements that might disrupt or frighten it. It means maintaining the calm, stable environment your cat has come to rely on. And it means recognizing, even in small, everyday moments, that the relationship you share with your cat is a living, evolving thing, one that deepens the more intentionally you tend to it. Conclusion: the sight of a cat sleeping peacefully at your feet is easy to overlook, easy to take for granted as simply another quirk of feline behavior. But beneath its quiet surface, it is a rich and layered act of communication. One that speaks of trust earned slowly, comfort felt genuinely, and a bond that exists on the cat's own terms, which makes it all the more meaningful. In choosing your feet as its resting place, your cat is, in the only language it knows, telling you something simple and profound. I feel safe with you. You are my home,